We joined Candice Bass this morning at Bass Racing to take us through her runners for Hollywood Vets Durbanville on Monday. Candice, it's lovely that we're having racing again. I know a few of these horses have been in a few times, reserve runners and missed meetings, etc. But in race one, you've got Strata. She's been right up there. I know she's consistent. That, I think, is her real big key.
Yes, Vicky, she's very consistent. She just doesn't quite get her head in front. She's had a good couple of runs now, but she's actually been taking her racing pretty well. Looking at this field on Monday, she must have a good chance here. We've actually I worked her with a pair of blinkers on Thursday, and she worked very well. So I will put them on Monday. She's nicely drawn, so hopefully there are no excuses this time, unless there's something lurking in that pack somewhere. I think she must have a good chance.
Race 2, over the 1,400 metres, you've got the 2 horses plus 4, and also first timer in McEnroe. You've had facing Federers, now you've got a chance with McEnroe.
About that, actually, all my mother's favourite tennis players. McEnroe, Vicky, I think he's definitely going to need the experience, and he looks to me like he's going to be wanting ground. He doesn't show much at home at the moment, so it's hard for me to tell, but I can't really expect much from him here. Plus 4, he's a nice horse, Vicky, a horse I think that's also going to be looking for the 2,000 metres at some stage. It was a little bit of a confusing run for me last time. Watching it looked fairly disappointing. Elda, on the other hand, said it wasn't as disappointing as what it looked. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. I think he was just quite green at Durbanville. He was never really, travelling as well as what I would like for him to have. He's had another gallop back there. He galloped nicely the other day. So back in this sort of race on Monday, Vicky, I would like to see him put in a much better effort and at least have a good each way chance here. He's looks really great at home, and as I say, I do rate him. I think he's got ability, so I would like to see a much improved run from him.
Race 3, Red Rose of Lancaster. She ran on well in her second start. Is that the type of run we can see from her?
Well, that's what I would like to have thought, Vicky. She showed that in both of her starts, actually. She ran on quite nicely, but quite green. And then last time I just refused to gallop at Durbanville. I don't know if it must have just been greenness, and I think crowding of horses, she didn't really like that at all. So she, Elda was riding her the whole way around there. So that was very disappointing for me. She's a nice filly. She's a tall, athletic filly. And I would like to see a much better run from her this time. I just hope that she's not going to be that green. It's obviously hard to say, but, if she's not as green as what she was last time and she can bring her work to the track, then she also should run a much better race.
Race 4, over the 1,800 metres, you've got Lord Firefield, thankfully well drawn, and then Count de Lafayette with Gareth aboard. He's leaping up in trip.
Yeah, he's a horse that's going to need ground. Vicky also doesn't show a lot at home, staying type, so I've just put him straight in the 1,800. But I think him too needs to show a little bit more improvement, and I can't really say that I could fancy his chances here, but obviously always looking for a bit of improvement once they do go over ground. Lord Firefield, he's improved a lot since he's gone over ground. Was a good run for him in a strong field last time out over a mile. So over this sort of trip from a good draw and looking at the strength of the field, Vicky, I think he's got a good chance.
Race 5, you've got Weather King with Gareth up, positively ridden from a wide draw last time, and then Imhotep with the Mornay aboard having his third run after a race.
Yeah, both of them, Vicky, I think they took on a very weak field last time out, so always hard to assess that kind of form. It might be a little bit flattering, and maybe they have also improved over a bit of ground. I certainly think that Imhotep is looking for this ground. He definitely has improved over a bit more ground. Both of them, they don't really show a lot at home in the sand, especially Imhotep is definitely not a sand horse. He's a much better horse on the grass. So I think if he shows a bit more improvement on that first run, he could be competitive again. The other little horse, Vicky, he's an average little horse, and it was a better run from him last time. So hoping for the same sort of run, but might just need to improve a bit more.
A number of runners in race 6. Watch My Tail. You've also got Grandiosa, Heliotrope, and then the filly that stands out for me is Flamboyant Flyer. A good second from her last time.
I think there's a lot of improving that's needed to be shown in this race with some of those runners. Yes, she's a nice filly, Vicky. A very nice run from her last time out. It's been a bit frustrating with her because I've had her in a couple of races now. Nice type of races for her over a bit of ground, and we've either cancelled or they haven't. Especially the 1800s, they just don't seem to stand up. So it's been a bit frustrating. Got her back over a mile. I'm not sure that a mile is her ideal distance. Obviously drawn wide as well. It's a tricky race for her, I think. But she finished her race off very nicely last time, and if she can put in that same sort of effort, she's doing very well at home. Her work is good. She shouldn't be too far off them. Grandiosa, also a much improved run over the ground last time out. You know, there's not much to her. She's quite a light little filly, and also she's quite weak in the sand at home. So, again, hoping that wasn't just a run that, you know, due to the weak field was a run that flattered her. I'm hoping that she can reproduce that run over the mile. The other two, Heliotrope and Watch My Tail, have got quite a bit of improving to do. Heliotrope looking for 2,000 or 2,400, so I think she'll be better suited to a bit further, and very green last time out. And the same story with Watch My Tail. She should be better over the mile. She wasn't really in the race last time out. She was sitting at the back of the field. She jumped a bit slow out the gate, so wasn't really in the race. So from a good draw this time, I'd like to see her in the race, and hoping for a bit of improvement, but I can't really fancy their chances.
Race 7, a lovely hand of horses over the mile, Candice. Windrunner, well drawn. Could it be good win from her? And then obviously Red Palace, who really impressed when she won by a good margin.
Yeah, Vicky, she's a very nice filly, Red Palace, and a super impressive win from her last time. She shows a lot at home, beautiful athletic action. She's a very good-looking filly with a big action and very athletic. So, you know, we're drawn 10, but I think, you know, she has got the pace to overcome her draw. I just don't want her to learn to be a little bit keen, you know, having to always go around the field and end up, you know, turning into a filly that needs to race up to the front, because I don't think she is that kind of filly. But she's a very nice filly, Vicky, and I expect a good run out the maidens from her. The other two, also two very nice fillies. There's not a lot between them. Could it be? And Windrunner. I think Windrunner, last time out, she should never have won that race. I mean, everything went wrong. Morno dropped his stick. She was a long way out of her ground. But despite all of that, she still got up and won. So it was a good win from her, and a win full of merit. So from a one draw, I wouldn't discount her. She certainly has a money chance. If you're doing quartets and things like that, I would definitely include her. And then could it be? Also a very nice win from her. You know, I think she's a filly that's also improving all the time. She's a nice athletic filly, and she also could follow up with a good run out the maidens.
Candice, thank you very much. Exciting day. All the best.
Thank you.
That's Candice's comments regarding her runners. Seems like the strongest hand of runners is in race 7, so keep an eye on them. Could be quite progressive.